Hey, what's up guys? Sermo11 here, and today I will be talking about ways to improve the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod, maybe the Mac, just Apple devices in general. And I wanted to say that please check out the last video, which was on censorship in kids' animes. It got 2 likes, but views aren't that I'm not getting the views aren't really doing too well on my account. So I switched that video out with the Naruto review, the last Naruto review on the main page of my channel, and hopefully that'll help it get some views. But anyways, on to the video. So as I said before in previous videos, I think Nintendo can learn a lot from Apple, but today I'll be talking about what Apple can take from Nintendo. And some of my own ideas as well. Well, I guess these are all my ideas. So first off, the charger. Apple cords break easily. You can't really pull or tug on them. You could ask why would you be doing that in the first place, but a lot of people like using their devices while they charge and accidents happen. I'm sure people wouldn't mind spending a few extra dollars on a charger. You're paying for a $400 phone. I'm sure you have enough to get, a charger, a quality charger or something. And Nintendo has been using the same charger for years, and I have plenty of them, and they've never broken. I play my 3DS while it's plugged up all the time. If I play my iPod while it's plugged up, the cord will break within a few months, even if I'm barely pulling on it. But hey, accidents happen. I believe my first Apple cord lasted a year or over a year. It didn't last too long, and I have a 3DS charger. I believe it's the same charger for the DSi. I'm not sure if it's the same for the DS, but I've been using the same charger for years. Hasn't broken at all. I can't even fathom like how their cords break like this, yet Nintendo's been using the same charger for years. I don't understand that. Is it that hard to make a quality charger? People would buy a quality charger if you can guarantee that it wouldn't break. Nintendo doesn't even have to guarantee that it won't break because people know. When you buy an Apple cord, you have to be worried. And I see my friends, they buy Apple cords like all the time. So, I mean, it's a problem, and I think it's a problem that should be fixed by the next iPhone or the next Apple device. I'm not sure. I'm not really that into Apple. I just kind of like their iPods. I don't know if there's like a new iPad coming iPhone or Macintosh or whatever, but you can tell me that if you want to tell me that. Also, the battery dies if you charge your iPhone too much, apparently. And the 3DS doesn't have this problem. I can leave my 3DS on the charger for weeks, and the battery will still last for hours. And this problem's strange because my 3DS is always on the charger and the battery lasts for a long time. Why does Apple have this problem? Are their devices cheaply made or something? I know they're made in China, but I don't think they're that bad. But there are just certain things. I'm looking at my iPod right now. There are just certain things that could be fixed with this, like the charging problem. I was talking to the guy at the Apple store, and he said you're supposed to charge it and then unplug it after it's fully charged. But and then you're also supposed to like turn it off every day. Apparently that helps with the battery. Like things like this shouldn't happen. I should be able to use it all the way down to 0 and charge it back to 100% and have the battery life stay the same. I know problems like that can happen over time, but I've had this iPod for like maybe 2, 3 years, not that long. I feel like it shouldn't have any problems like that. That's just my opinion. And get a controller or something. Work together with some developers to get a controller for the iPhone. The games on the iPhone are cool, but seriously, a controller would make them much better. Making the screen bigger isn't a solution. Apple devices have a lot of cool games in their App Store, and I think a dedicated optional controller would be great. Work with the developers to come up with a design that majority of them like, and there you go. See, Apple, I don't know why, but they think bigger is better. So I think their devices are progressively getting bigger. I know the iPhone. I just saw like an iPhone 6 yesterday. I don't think I had seen one in person before. It's huge. It is literally huge. It's like a mini tablet. What are they calling it? A phablet? They're calling them like a phone tablet. So phablet. Yeah, that was huge. That's too big. And I don't really think that's the problem with certain games and everything. Like Yeah, there's more room, but the device is also harder to hold in your hands. So I would say that certain games you could just play with your fingers and stuff, but maybe get like a stand to come with the iPhone or a stand to come with this controller, and you place your iPhone on this stand and you can use a controller or something. Because there are some cool games on the App Store, but I think a controller would help and it would make the experience overall like better. Also, the button shouldn't break easily. The home button breaks so easily. I don't know if this is a problem just for me, but I think it's a common problem. Seriously, you need a case or a button over the home button. There are these button covers that they have that you can get really cheap off of Amazon, and I think that might help with keeping your button from breaking. Or you need like an outer box or something, and then you can definitely be assured that the button won't break. Some people say that their buttons don't break, but they must not use their iPhones enough or something. The home button is extremely helpful, but getting a touch assistant is something that must be done because the home button will break. And I was really nice with my home button when I first got my second iPod, but it broke. So I don't know what's going on there. Does it just break over time? I don't know. I guess I just use my iPod too much. Who knows? But I was being gentle with the button, so I don't know. Automatic sign-ins, even when re-downloading an app, I think that would be cool. I think some apps should remember. Well, I think apps in general should remember you and automatically log you into the app. I think that sounds like a great idea. What do you guys think about that? It's something small, like logging in takes a second, but it would just improve the overall experience. It's not a big deal, but it would be nice to have. And since a lot of people bring this up, I think Apple should allow the customization that is in Android. You can get this sort of customization now by hacking your iPhone. I personally don't want to do that to my device. I like the regular design. Unless there is something better, then maybe I would change it. Apple is very standard in what they do. I think they need to think outside the box a little bit. People aren't wrong when they say iPhones are pretty similar as they get upgraded, but I also think that some phones have what? Oh, okay. I read that wrong. So yeah, people are wrong when they say iPhones. This is so unprofessional, just like stopping and reading. Let me see. That's kind of all I had on that, but you know, when you jailbreak your device, it allows you to get different menus, I guess would be a way of saying it, different menus or something like that, a different design or something like that. So I was hoping that Apple would have something like that, and I know Android has that, so that would be cool. And I also know that some phones have multitasking where you can watch videos and do something else in another app. I think that would be amazing. It might crash more, but I don't know. I don't know that much about the whole iOS or OS of the device. So I don't know. Maybe if it's made better, it wouldn't crash. Because I don't know. Stop making your devices so thin. I don't know why this is such a big deal to them. Like, who cares what width the phone is? If you can make the battery bigger or give the phone better features, do it and forget if it's thin or not. Because I noticed this at every Apple event. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but they do it every year. I believe it's either before E3 or after E3, and then they always talk about how they go thinner. Apple likes to go thin. Why? I don't see the big deal with this. Like the laptop, it's almost a piece of paper's width or something like that. Who cares? Because if you can make the battery bigger, if you can make the size of the device bigger, I mean the yeah, like the gigabytes on the device. If you can make that bigger with a bigger device, a slightly bigger device, I don't really see the problem with it. Because like this is thin, my iPod Touch, but I don't I don't mind it being bigger. It could be a little bit thicker. Like that's not a problem or anything. I don't see why they really care about that. And the in-app purchases work, but they really shouldn't. I think it's a good thing for developers because they earn money no matter what. But for fans, it's kind of annoying. Or the presence. of apps in the applications. I think people still think of Apple devices as new gaming platforms, so ads are things that they aren't used to. And a lot of people would rather pay a higher price for a game, which would give them all the updates, DLC, and remove the ads. That's better. Ads are okay because they usually aren't in the way. Plus, people are somewhat cheap and won't even attempt to buy an app, so ads are okay with them. They kind of deserve it because I think you should buy some apps. Like if you like an app, buy it. Why? I don't understand why you're playing the free version. You can get a better quality version. The overall quality of the games can be improved as well. The games that go high on the free chart for a while and die off sometimes don't have the best graphics. And a person who doesn't play video games or doesn't use their phone much won't care, but people like myself notice that the graphics don't look too well. And in-app purchases are okay as long as you can play the game without them, but I don't really know how the whole process works when you move this game, like an iOS game, over to a 3DS. Like, how does the whole in-app purchase process work? Because would you just be able to buy that with in-game credit, and that would kind of depend on what type of game you're playing. Like if it's an RPG or something, obviously you can use money to buy these upgrades, but if it's like Angry Birds or something, you don't really get points. So how would you pay for these in-app purchases? Those are some things to think about. And I'd like to see some small console level games. I remember during one of those Apple streams they showed off Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. And I don't know if this was to show off that the phone could handle console level graphics or that the game was coming. Either way, that's pretty cool. There should be a way to improve the space on the device. I have a 32 gigabyte, which is a lot. I think it was around 28 gigabytes, but when I first got it, because there's stuff that's already pre-installed. But still, the only thing taking up space on my device is like all my pictures, because my pictures take up 11 gigs because I take a lot of pictures. Plus, there are some from my old iPod. And I think Apple should have a way to increase the size of the gigabytes on the device at their store or something, or just something you can do at home. Anyways, guys, those are my ideas on how Apple can improve the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Macintosh, whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave your ideas below. My Facebook is SirMel11, and my Twitter is at Melvin2898. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Peace.